South African households could soon pay much more than expected for electricity. An increase once estimated at just over 5% could now rise to more than 10% following calculation errors linked to Eskom's costs. The National Energy Regulator of South Africa, Nersa, is expected to announce its final decision at the end of the month. Civil society group Green Connect says the proposed hikes must be rejected, warning that higher tariffs will push poor and vulnerable households deeper into energy poverty. Business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo has those details.
A calculation error by the National Energy Regulator could see households pay substantially more for electricity this year.
What Nersa did was they didn't take into account the complete costs and therefore came up with a tariff of originally 5.36% for this year. After a court process, an application was made for an additional tariff increase in order to claw back some of these costs that weren't taken into account, and that's closer to between 9 and 10.5% for this year.
Blackmore says this could undo recent progress made in easing inflation, with consumers once again facing higher monthly bills. The Centre for Risk Analysis warns that the pressure may not end this financial year.
The consequence of years of the incorrect financial spending decisions, but also the consequence of losing customers. Both Eskom, Nersa, entities like City Power on the metro level, the prospects are that price tariff increases are going to be on the table because there's simply no other option for these entities in terms of trying to recoup costs.
Hatting says in a slow-growing economy, higher electricity prices reduce spending power for both businesses and households.
That impacts on what they have available to spend on actual long-term investments, on brick and mortar aspects of their businesses, on employing more citizens, on what they invest in terms of improving their efficiency.
Civil society organizations say the hardest hit will be the households already under financial strain.
Particularly the pensioners, and also given that South Africa has high unemployment rate, the youth that is also not in the job market. So this could literally mean that quite a lot of people are not going to afford electricity, as they would have to choose either between supporting themselves with buying food or buying electricity.
Green Connect is calling for a review of how electricity prices are set.
Nersa should reject further tariff increases and basically request the minister to review the electricity pricing policy.
Analysts agree that reform is needed if South Africa is to reach growth levels of 2 to 4% needed to create jobs. Nersa is expected to announce its final decision at the end of January, with any approved increases set to take effect from the 1st of April. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.